Today we're going to go over some feel-good baseball stories because, let's be honest, that's kind of what we could all use right now. Whether they're funny or they're happy, whatever puts a smile on our faces, I think that'll do the trick. Let's get started. In August of 2016, the Mets were struggling pretty bad. Just nothing was clicking for them. Terry Collins, who was the Mets manager at the time, spoke to the press after a 9-0 loss at home to the 48-66 Diamondbacks, and the leadership that Collins puts on display here always puts a smile on my face.
And we're all responsible, every single one of us. The coaches, me, the player, we're all in this together. There's no one guy to blame. There's no one guy to point a finger at. I don't do that. I have never done that. Never. I am a team guy. I believe in team.
One of baseball legend Ichiro Suzuki's best friend is his dog Akiyu. Ichiro credits the 18-year-old Japanese breed for helping him play at a high level throughout his professional career. I mean, it's Ichiro and his dog. What else could you possibly ask for? Back in the 90s, Albert Bell of the Cleveland Indians used a cork bat that the umpires had to confiscate, for obvious reasons. That obviously wasn't allowed. The Indians tried to pull a fast one and swap out the evidence. The only problem was that the bat was kept in the umpire's office in the clubhouse. So the team decided to send Jason Grimley to the area above the ceiling to swap out the corked evidence with a normal bat. Flashlight in mouth, Grimley crawled above the ceiling and snuck into the evidence room and swapped out the bats. Modern umpires probably wouldn't have noticed, but these umpires were onto the shenanigans. They knew something was up. So Major League Baseball called the FBI to investigate the burglary, and stuff got pretty real really fast. The American League ended up forcing the Indians to hand over the original bat, and then they got it, they had it x-rayed and sawed in half, and then they suspended Bell anyway. I've always thought that's a pretty funny story. In 2005, 9-year-old Devin Smelter found out that he had cancer a month before his 10th birthday, and he got to meet and take photos with Chase Utley and Cole Hamels of the Phillies at Citizens Bank Park. And 11 years later, he was cancer-free and was drafted by the Los Angeles Dodgers. You know who else was on the Dodgers at this point? Chase Utley. Dodgers skipper Dave Roberts had the chance to share that story with the entire Dodgers clubhouse. So this next one is honestly the only thing I remember from the 2013 NLCS. Joe Kelly and Scott Van Slyke faced off in a battle for the ages. A spontaneous stare down after the national anthem, and Scott Van Slyke came out on top. The Cardinals won that game to clinch the series, but we all know who the real winner was. This one's more of a funny one, but 50 Cent threw out a pitch one time, and I'm not really sure why he did, but he did, and I'm actually really happy that he did. I don't honestly know if his music is any good, but it's gotta be better than his pitching skills. Mike Piazza was one of the greatest catchers ever, and he put an entire city on his shoulders 10 days after the 9/11 attacks. This game was the first sporting event since, and the Mets were in the midst of a pennant race against the Atlanta Braves. Down 2-1, Piazza stepped up to the plate in the 8th with the Mets down by 1 and hit one for the ages.
Lopez wants it away. And it's hit deep to left center. Andrew Jones on the run. This one has a chance. Home run! Mike Piazza, and the Mets lead 3-2.
Curtis Granderson is personally one of my favorite athletes. I really can't think of a single negative quality of his. Curtis had a great career on the field, but what makes him so special is how he carries himself off the field, always helping those in need, and that didn't stop during the pandemic. In honor of Jackie Robinson Day, he donated 42,000 meals to a COVID-19 food bank, and this is just scratching the surface for his off-the-field work. The man is a blessing, and I think everybody watching this already knows that. After missing 4 months with the injury that would eventually end his career, Mets captain David Wright made his return to the field in August of 2015. After a long and incredibly trying journey to get back, Wright hit one to the moon on his first swing he took at Citizens Bank Park.
He hits one to deep left field. That is gone! David Wright brings himself back into the lineup with thunder.
There was this one time in Houston where there was a dance-off between the Astros mascot and this security guard, and I honestly think it should be in Cooperstown. This video is just so cool. Herman Shaffer was an early 20th century baseball player who was a notorious prankster. He was known for messing with people. There was one time Herman stole second base with a runner on third, trying to get a throw from the catcher so the runner could score. His plan didn't work, so he wanted to do it again. Now on second base on the very next pitch, Shaffer ran back to first, stealing first base from second, trying again to get a throw from the catcher. Now at this point, everyone was hella confused. The catcher had no idea what was going on. He didn't even make an attempt to throw. So, again, Shaffer failed. So now he's back on first. And guess what he did on the next pitch? He He goes to steal second base again, and finally got the catcher to bite. The runner on third broke from home just as Shaffer designed, and they were both safe. Herman Shaffer was a genius. Albert Pujols is the man. He's one of the best players in history and the founder of the Pujols Family Foundation. One of their main goals is to help those with Down syndrome, and Albert did just that last season. After a road game in Toronto, Albert spotted a fan with Down syndrome wearing his jersey in the stands. He went over to the kid, took off his own jersey, signed it, and gave it to the fan. What a great moment. And those were 12 feel-good baseball stories / moments that hopefully put a smile on your face. Felt like this was as good a time as ever to post something like this, so hopefully it helped. Anyways, if you did like this video, you can leave a like on it, you can comment what you thought about it, you can subscribe to the channel. Any of those things helps us out a ton. I hope you guys are well, I hope you guys are staying safe, keep your heads up, and I will see you guys later.